Yo, what's going on, YouTube? It's your boy, Storm, back at it again with another daily upload. Today, I'm gonna make a Brawlhalla tier list. It's gonna be my final thoughts on each weapon for, to close out the year. I would make some tier lists on my Twitter, but I would never go in depth on them, like I will today. So I'm just gonna run down each weapon, what I think of them, and put their placement. And if you like what you see, subscribe, follow my Twitch and Twitter down below. Join my Discord as well if you would like. So first of all, I think everybody knows Greatsword is uncontested. It's borderline perfect. I like, when you try and think of a weakness on Greatsword, you really can't. It has good range. It's low recovery time and cooldown on everything. It's very strong, huge strength potential. It's got several true combos. Those are 5 pointers I just pointed out. It's like, I'm renaming SS to Greatsword because it's in a tier of its own. There is no weapon that comes close to countering it. There is nothing. The Greatsword has everything. I don't think I need to say anything else on Greatsword. We've seen the results of each region. We've seen the Greatsword drama everywhere. I don't think much more needs to be said about the weapon. So I have the tiers as SS or Greatsword, S and A. That's because I don't believe that there is truly a bad weapon in Brawlhalla. The game is extremely balanced, so you could pretty much play any of these picks and place, which is very unique for a fighting game. But I'm gonna go on to the next one. I think definitely the next best weapon I would say is bow. Bow is extremely fast. It covers insane range on the ground and in the air. Neutralite hits stacked and is a combo starter. It's probably the best anti-air in the game. Sidelight and downlight on the ground. Sidelight is lagless. It combos in, or it doesn't combo, but it leads into downlight. And downlight, it reaches like over half the map on most maps in the 1v1 pool, and has several true combos. Characters like Koji or Diana, you can do downlight into Sigs as a string, which is extremely strong. Bow's offstage game is also incredible. Dare is long range. Sair follows up into Dare very well. Overall, it's just, you have to ask yourself, what does Bow really lose to? And I think a lot of people sleep on Bow, but when you ask yourself that question, you can see, like, I think Bow is just broken. Bow is insane, for sure. So I would put Bow as the next best weapon. Next, I'm gonna give it to Hammer. Hammer is insane. Hammer, everything on the kit kills, and it has some pretty nice combos at low health, like end light into side light. Stomp is ridiculous. GC Stomp into Nair is true. It has extra stun when you GC it. Stomp into Dare. Stomp into Sair. Russian Mafia combos. They're insane. And the weapon is extremely, like, it's deceptively fast. It's about as fast as, it's faster than like most weapons in the game. You can just literally spam moves until they hit on Hammer. And that's kind of like the case for both. For this top three, that's kind of like the case. You can just spam moves because they're so safe. The nerfs they did to Hammer in the latest bounce patch were not enough. It practically did nothing. Nair on Hammer, everybody knows about Nair. Hits grounded, which that's debatable if that's okay. I personally think that's okay. But the range at the top of Nair is like, it's ridiculous. And Dare kill power is also insane. So yeah, Hammer's just a crazy weapon. Next in line, I'm gonna give it to Spear. Spear has the craziest auto combos in the game. Sidelight having absolutely like 100% fixed knockback. Downlight having 100% fixed knockback. You see, if your opponent doesn't have a dodge, you can just do the same combos over and over again. Literally, when I get hit in a spear string, I let go of the keyboard. Like, my hands are off the keyboard. You just have to wait and take the 70 damage. Spear Dare is crazy off stage. Spear Nair is like an insane neutral tool. It's literally a huge circle. It can lead into moves like recovery. Sair is nuts. Sair is really nuts. That hitbox is pretty outdated. It hits kind of like above and in front of you, so people can't really dodge behind you when you're Sairing them, especially at ledge. It makes it really hard. But the control this weapon has is insane, and it is crazy. It is not to be slept on. Next weapon, I'm gonna go with gauntlets. I think gauntlets are ridiculous. Downlight, it confirms off downlight. You have the 3-hit true combo. The range is insane. Recovery force is insane. That kills really early on most maps. Yeah, I find it's really hard. I find it really hard to get away from gauntlets when they're really popping off. The offstage potential is crazy. Sair is an insane punish move. The only thing I think gauntlets lacks right now is priority. I think gauntlets loses to every weapon above it right there, but not necessarily below it. So that's why I put it at 5th. Next, I'm gonna have to go with Orb. Orb is just a really solid weapon. I think it's the most well-designed weapon in the game. It's very simple, but the flowchart with the weapon is very cool. It's simple. Moves like Sair and Dare and Endlight in neutral are like oppressive. Orb can really get in on you really fast if you don't catch yourself. It's really easy to edge guard with the Orb. Dare off stage where it bounces off the wall is like, you can just do it. There's no lag. You can just do it, and if it doesn't work, you do it again. And that's my edge guard plan with Orb. Down air is just crazy, and the damage output is very good. But it lacks range. And I would say it's pretty honest. You can, me at least, I think it's pretty obvious to know what an Orb player is looking for most of the time. But it's not a bad weapon by any means, so I'd put Orb right there. Next, I'm gonna go with Katars. So Katars, I'm not sure what everybody thinks of Katars, but after playing with the new changes for a while, I think Katars right now should not be changed at all. I think the weapon is really solid. The ground control you have, the string starters you're able to spam with downlight and endlight, they're insane. The offstage potential is amazing. I think Gauntlets, Orb, and Katars are kind of like in the same tier. There are some shortcomings with the weapon, like range. Some things need to be fixed, like Dare into the wall. Hitting that offstage is really, really bad. Recovery has decent force. Nair is extremely good. You can throw out Nair a lot just to cover dodges in the air or jumps. It's a very good tool. But I think if all the better weapons in the game get nerfed, I think it's a bad idea for them to touch Katars again. I think right now we should just keep developing the weapon as it is and see how it goes. Next, I'm gonna go with Sword. Sword is just, it's so easy. It's so consistent. It's probably the easiest like neutral weapon in the game. It's really basic punishes, really basic tools, but they're all very solid. most basic kill confirm in the game. Kill confirms in the game. You can do some 6 strings with sword. Nothing crazy. I don't think it's super broken. I think there's a couple things that need to be tweaked on it. Like Neutralite. I think Neutralite is a bit too overpowered. But other than that, I think the kit is pretty fair and middle of the road type of weapon. But it's a very, very good secondary weapon to have. So that's why I put sword there. And last for S tier, I'm gonna put blasters. Blasters, we've seen it before. Boomy, Cody, Travis. When you pop off on this weapon, it is terrifying. You genuinely cannot get in. Dare, so many active frames. It's insane. The combos you can do out of Dare, the strings you can do. Downlight is crazy. You can do downlight into sidelight, downlight into Sair. Downlight into recovery is one of the best kill options in the game. Gun Sair is a really good zoning tool, and it's often hard to punish a good blasters player off stage because of Nair and recovery drift. You can just get shut down trying to edgeguard someone, but with gun Nair. And exhausted recovery on guns can be really hard to deal with if you're not prepared, but I think blasters are an extremely hard weapon to master. I think all the weapons above it right there, it's so easy to just get in compared to guns. And like, if you're playing bad on guns, it's bad. Like, you can recover. If you're playing bad on the other weapons before it, you can recover a little bit. If you're playing bad on guns, you will get 3-stocked. So it's like a sort of high risk, high reward type of weapon, I would say. But yeah. That's it for S tier. A tier, going in, I'm going to Scythe. Scythe is not bad at all. No, none of the weapons that I put in A tier are bad at all. It's just harder to win with, pretty much. Scythe has insane offstage potential. It has really good strings, but killing is very hard, and you have no true combos. You have to look for an offstage situation or a sig. Those are your only kill options. And with the top weapons being the way they are right now, it just makes Scythe really, really hard. Like, really hard. So it's good if you can pull it off, but I don't think it's super worth it to play it right now. Next weapon, I'm gonna go with Cannon. Cannon is very interesting. It's been hard for BMG to balance since the rework, but right now I think this is the best conclusion they've come with so far. Sidelight, you can't really do sidelight Sair. Yeah, sidelight Nair is more prominent. It's more of a 50-50 between Sair and Nair. GC downlight is crazy. Sidelight Dare is still possible. You can still do sidelight Dare chains as a string, which is good. The control you have with Cannon is still there. Moves like Nair and Sair are insane. All the aerial moves on this kit I think are ridiculous. But it struggles really hard with priority. And if you can't like Scythe, if you can't get those strings, playing Cannon feels impossible. Especially against faster, higher priority moves or weapons like Spear, Sword, Bow. Those matchups are like really, really hard. It's like really hard for Cannon, and guns too. That's another one. So it has bad matchup problems, but you can easily make it work. I think Axe is in that same category. Axe is really hard for me to rate because I don't know if it's good or bad. The weapon itself is very slow. Like, obviously very slow. The punish opportunities are very apparent. But you can be beating an Axe player for like a minute into the game, like the first stock, and they just hit you 4 times and that's it. It's that type of weapon. You have to wait it out constantly, and if you just do that, I think Axe just struggles 100%. So Axe can be very scary. It can be very good. It like really cheesy too, like the 360 degree hitboxes constantly, but I think with proper counterplay, I don't think it's super, super good in a 1v1. Last but not least, Lance. Lance has been hit pretty hard. Lance, I don't really know what Lance has, really. They nerfed Neutralite. They nerfed Nair. They removed its kill combos. I think the next weapon to be reworked is definitely Lance, because something's up with that weapon. I don't know. I don't know what's up with it. Ever since the recent patch update, they nerfed everything on Lance. I haven't struggled against any Lance at all. So I just don't think it's good. Some of its ground control can be really scary, but if you have your dodge, you can just not jump and not worry about the kit at all. You just have to look for sidelight or sig, and you won't get hit, literally. But yeah, that's all I have to say on Lance. I have nothing else to say. All right, well, this is my tier list. I have Greatsword at the top. Top 3: Greatsword, bow, and hammer. I think those are the definitive top 3 weapons right now. I think anything after that in S tier, you can like mix around and it doesn't matter. Especially after gauntlets. Like Orb, Katara, Sword, Blasters, you can just mix them around. I think they're on the same page. And then after that would be no order these weapons except Lance. I think Lance is the worst. I think Greatsword is the best. And yeah. These are my thoughts. This is my official tier list for the rest of 2020. I can't wait to see what they do with balance next year. It'll be fun to watch. Hopefully it's for the good, but we'll just have to see. So, if you like what you saw, subscribe down below. Follow my Twitch, my Twitter, and join my Discord if you'd like. But thank you for watching. I'll see y'all in the next video. Appreciate it. Peace.